He, him pronouns.
Hello, my name is Reese. I use he, him pronouns, and so does my character. I am playing a tabaxi, which is a cat person, and he is a druid, and they get their powers from essentially nature itself and their connection with it. My character's name is Professor Digby Drawsell, and there's a lot going on.
Why don't you describe Digby's jacket?
Digby wears an incredibly nice tweed jacket, elbow patches. Imagine like the most stereotypical geography teacher you've ever seen.
In a fantasy setting?
In a fantasy setting.
Fine. Elbow patches in a fantasy setting. I'm going with it. It's happening. Fire away, sir. What is your name?
So my name is Lee. I use the pronouns he and him. My character's name is Drizzle. Drizzle is a human sorcerer who is much attuned to the weather and the magic thereof. Drizzle is a little bit prouder of himself than perhaps he deserves to be. He has many great ideas that are sometimes misdirected, but he's a fairly charismatic fellow, and sometimes people follow his crazy ideas, and wherever they may lead. So we'll see how that turns out.
Hint, table. Hint. Alex, go for it.
My name is Alex, and I play Arted Delendor. I am an elf paladin, mostly.
Somewhat Russian.
Slightly Eastern European.
No.
I and Alex use he, him. Arted is your classic snooty was a wood elf who has been through some rough patches recently.
Yeah, you got your brain screwed over by an eldritch monster, didn't you?
Yes.
Cool. That will come up this hour.
Hi, I'm Chloe. I use she, her pronouns, as does my character. And since I'm sitting on the accent side of the table, I'm playing Flair, who is a fire genesi bard. So she has kind of red skin and she doesn't have hair. She just has like flames, which are kind of cool, but she forgets. So she's looked under people's armpits and like burnt them. She's tried to climb trees and forgot that she's just going to set them on fire. She's tried to hide whilst forgetting she basically glows. And so kind of magical music stuff. She's doing all right. She's just having a lot of trouble discerning right from wrong right now because everything's super complex.
Didn't we establish that your father is Taika Waititi?
Yes.
Not
like
someone
an in-universe
performed.
version of, but just Taika Waititi
Yeah.
because he is cool enough that he could just do that and
Yeah.
be in a fantasy world. So
Yeah.
He exists in all possible
Yeah,
dimensions.
Yeah.
it's established. Taika Waititi is the director of Thor Ragnarok, in case you don't know. And we live in the shadows. We come from the shadows. We are in the shadows.
What we do in the shadows.
What we do in the shadows.
Eagle versus shark,
There
etc.,
we
etc.
Anyway, he has the same accent. So, good, lovely. Right, let me catch you up on the story so far. Then, can I have some ominous music, please? Seems fitting. Thank you, Nemo. So, the four players to my left and right took part in a rebellion against a horrible cult. This cult had taken over the capital city of Goldcrest in Deriland, the country that they're from, and for the last 5 years had forced them to work in mines, slaving away, picking terrible magical ore out of the ground that seems to have both explosive and time travel-esque properties. However, a couple of weeks ago, these people rebelled against the terrible cult, fought their way out of their hometown of Holmwood, down into Goldcrest, the capital city, and freed most of the country. However, the cult returned with more eldritch horrors and has now fought them all the way back to the gates of their hometown, Holmwood, where they are now fighting for their very lives. But that's not where we're starting this adventure. No! Imagine in the background a terrible war, like Star Wars-y, terrible war, people dying. Yeah, that's happening in the background. Arted!
Yes.
When we last saw you, what happened to you?
I had attempted to turn the unholy on an eldritch,
It's called an elder thing.
an elder thing.
For the Lovecraft fans out there, it is indeed an elder thing. Right.
Not so well.
It did not go well. No, it did not. And what happened to you?
Well, I was not a fan of stopping in the unnecessary small enclosure of the farmhouse.
While being chased by an elder thing,
while
yes.
being
Yep,
chased
yep.
by many things. But all of my compatriots agreed it would be a good idea, and so I went for it. And then they all jumped out of a window and ran away.
That is exactly what happened in the most D&D event turn of events ever. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Everyone else convinced you to do something, and then they ran away and left you to die.
Yes. I also helped save an orc who I presume is now dead.
Well, we'll come to that. Returning directly to the point in the farmhouse when your mind was warped by the elder thing. It is in front of you. It has stared directly into your soul. An elder thing looks like a tube barrel with horrible fetid wings and too many tentacles, and it's about 7 foot tall. It's a disgusting, horrific creature. As it looks into your soul, your very soul, and you feel the ground and air around you warping and twisting. He already saved against this effect, don't worry. Your mind, however, is also twisted by this effect. You start hearing the voice in your head of an ancient evil, the same ancient evil that this creature worships. It appears to be somewhat distant, vague, hard to make out, but you have gained 1 level of Warlock, so you know.
Cool.
Yeah. The voice in your head is very, very hard to understand, but what you do get through it is a voice directing you towards the orcs saying, "Kill the weak. Kill the weak, paladin." What do you do? It sounds like a really good idea.
Sounds like a great idea.
Sounds like a great idea.
The orc is outside the window, though.
Yes. The orc is currently lying on the ground outside the window. They would be whimpering, but their tongue turned into a worm and ran away. I'm not even making that up. That genuinely happened.
How does...
Elder things, they're horrible. We've been through this.
I will climb out of the window slowly
Mm-hmm.
and
Make an athletics check. You're wearing heavy armor. Just all these things I'm going to point out to you. He's rolling with disadvantage because he has heavy armor, so he rolls twice, takes the lower number.
16.
Yeah, you're empowered by your god now.
Gods.
You smash out of the window. The orc lies beneath you. She turns, looks up at you, her eyes full of fear, and starts crawling away along the ground. What do you do?
I point at I say something like freeze.
Oh, she freezes. He used a command spell.
And then I will go over and I will hit her with my maul.
Cool. She is prone. It's a crit. Roll all the damage, please.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm. This is the maths bit.
Just 15.
15. Your maul comes down with an almighty swing and a crack and smacks right between her shoulder blades. She slumps to the floor. Not unconscious, not dead, would be moaning, would be whimpering in pain, looking up at you with eyes full of fear. But out of her mouth comes nothing, as the tongue was also part of her vocal cords. You want to hit her again?
No, as I remove the maul, like whispers and shadows and dark energy coalesces around the tip of the maul, which previously has been brilliant bright light. And as I take it away, there is this like powerful energy beam that comes out of the maul.
Yes.
And I hit it with Eldritch Blast.
Hit her with an Eldritch Blast. Just on the floor, prone. Shouldn't they technically make this harder, but just roll it.
That's, however, at disadvantage is only a 9.
A 9. A blast shrieks out of your maw. You're trying to understand your new powers as it sears this horrible, almost like the ground and the grass beneath it is being perverted and destroyed by this beam. Next to her head, she is frozen in place, confused, frightened, terrified What do you do?
Bring them all down.
Cool. Make the attack roll.
26.
Double it. She's prone. She's prone. She's unarmed. She's not defending herself. I think it's prone. I think it's crit. Go.
Okay, 24.
24.
No. 20.
20. The maul comes down with a sickening thud. We don't see what it does. All we see is your face as if a horrible crack and a splash of blood just coats your face. Lovely. In another part of the woods.
Well, that was a great way to start the day, wasn't
10:30 in the morning! Yay! Flair, Digby, you manage to escape from the capital city, Goldcrest, and as you look behind you, you can see where it still stands, doesn't stand, stands, doesn't stand. The horrible explosion of this magical ore that happened underground and set off many, many, let's call them megatons of this ore, created, in effect, a sinkhole where the entire city of about 1 million people is now continuously sinking into an exploding sinkhole beneath it, and then time reverts backwards as it regrows and sinks and regrows and sinks. You can see the deaths of 1 million people happening over and over and over again.
This is a fun game.
It is a fun game!
If we try to look towards Homewood,
Yes.
what do we see? The last thing we saw was like a massive army
Yeah.
approaching that was way bigger than that town could ever possibly hope to deal with.
Correct.
Can we still see, because we're quite far away, how much of that can we see?
All you can see at the moment over Homewood, which is a long way away up in the mountains, and roll perception checks, the two of you. Why not?
Oh, great.
Yeah.
No.
Mate,
6.
23. I see
23. You see everything. You with your... Do cats see a long way? I don't know. Is that a thing?
I mean, they're fairly good eyesight.
Do cats see colour?
This is a fantasy
See,
map.
My dark vision is already black and white.
This
That's
is
not.
true. As you look into the distance, Homewood is up in the hills, and you know it's up in the hills, and you can see the direction it's in. What you see more than anything else is a horrible, blood-red storm cloud over the mountains in the area where you know Homewood is. And you can just about get the sense of these buzzing swarm of Bayaki, these insectoid flying mounts that the cult seem to prefer, buzzing around, almost like carrion over a carcass.
I'm still just staring. I rolled really low, so I think I'm still just staring at the...
I go over, I put my
It's a
hand.
bit slower than that. It's not like it's more like horrible,
It's not
destructive
opening
chaos.
and closing a pop-up book.
I'm going to say the process repeats forward and backward about on like a 10-minute cycle.
Okay.
Yeah.
I go over, I put my paw on Flair's shoulder, and
Hi.
it's been a hard day. We've still got a fight to do.
How do we even... I can't travel that fast, I don't know.
And I turn into a horse.
Oh!
Seen this before.
Your other allies have already gone ahead because it makes my life easier.
I'm a druid. Druids can do things.
Your
Like,
the other allies you were with yesterday when you turned Goldcrest into a smoking crater, or not, have already gone ahead. So the two of you are left and will be able to ride towards Homewood relatively easily if you so choose to.
Well, I tried to get on horse Digby.
I allow it.
Is this
Roll with
athletics?
advantage.
Athletics. Oh, thanks for that advantage. No! I rolled a 3, and then I rolled a 1.
Chloe,
I'm
I can't
too distressed right now.
I
to
can't
deal
believe
with
I'm allowed to
things.
say this, but Flair, you're not on a horse. You're standing next to a horse, desperately trying to get onto a horse, but you're not on a horse.
The horse lowers itself.
You know,
Am I
you don't
just
need to
trying
roll to get on a horse. The horse is helping you get on the horse! You can just get on the horse! There are no rolls! Just get on the horse!
Yesterday, we had to roll.
Correct! It was dramatic tension! There is no need for it now!
I think this is super dramatic. I think we're still keeping up exactly the same tension as the previous scene with this horse mounting. Okay, I get on the horse.
Horse mounting, right.
Alright.
And
Reese, what does your horse look like? What does Digby look like in horse form?
Digby in horse form is quite similar to Digby in actual form.
So it's a giant cat.
Well, yeah, but he's a scruffy looking ocelot, essentially.
So it's a scruffy looking ocelot horse?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does he also have elbow patches?
Yes, of course.
Sort of the white
No saddle, just elbow patches.
yeah.
in all the right places.
Yep.
Oh.
It has been established, and this is now canon, that cats struggle to see far away and are colourblind.
I'm watching you.
I grab onto whatever mane or like the neck of Digby, and just kind of go, okay, go.
Full canter, just
Full canter, not
Yeah.
gallop.
gallop. Sure, why not?
'Cause a canter-
I'm 60 foot of movement, dude. Like, let's just do this.
No, you're not. You're a horse. You're 50 foot of movement.
Oh yeah, true. Sorry. 50 foot of movement.
There we go. The horse gallops, because cantering is like walking for horses. The horse gallops up the mountain towards the horrible red clouds surrounding Homewood. Drizzle, let's make our lives easy.
Yeah.
You've not been involved in any of this. You are a sorcerer. You specialise in powers of the weather. Where do you think you would live? What do you think you would do with your days and your time?
I think usually I live in the forest where I can collect and study the creatures, especially the plants of the forest.
Excellent.
I don't always get a lot out of that study, but I continue to try.
Great, works for me. Splendid. Drizzle lives in the woods. Drizzle, describe your home.
I live at the edge of a small village. My home is very cozy. I collect lots of things in the home. I have jars and jars of things that I have found in the woods and organized in various ways. I'm particularly interested in how these things react to different weather conditions. That is my great study in life.
A slight tweak, you don't live near a village at all, you live in the middle of nowhere. Just because it makes my life easier, frankly. And also, the reason you live in the middle of nowhere is because you keep getting kicked out of communities because you keep making thunderstorms happen for no reason. And
It's part of my studies.
for no reason, I'm
I don't know
sticking
why
with
they
that. As you change weather around you, a lot of people go, yeah, you could just go live over there. Like, they're just pushing you out, keeping you out of the way, but you live in a little cottage in the middle of nowhere and have managed to stay out of the events that have unfolded around you because you are so remote and so isolated.
I still think of myself as close to those people, even though they are
Yes.
really several.
They are your friends.
Days
You
away.
probably have like a little book of all their names and that sort of thing. And you know when all their birthdays are. Like they get little notes on their birthday. Yeah, that
like
definitely
a
happens.
friend book.
Like a book of friends. Yeah, he has a book of friends, but he can't draw, so it's just a list of friends. Doesn't have pictures of them. No faces. Just a book of friends.
And things are always getting wet around me. I don't quite know why, but
Is everything damp?
Just a damp person. Good, lovely. Arsene,
yes.
since your encounter, a voice has been pushing you ever onwards to walk to the northeast through the woods. And you have a drive in you that you do not understand. But as you stalk through the woods ahead of you, you know that you're heading somewhere to do something. And your god has commanded it. Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Non-natural.
Sehanine is trying to break through. You now have two conflicting gods speaking in your head.
Great.
One's saying, "What are you doing? Calm down. This is a bit much." The other saying, "Kill them all." So you've got quite an interesting back and forth going on in your noggin right now. How do you feel?
I feel like I wish they would just leave me the hell alone.
Both of them.
Yes.
Good to know. Thank you.
But I don't have anything I can do to help myself, so I just follow this strange, insatiable hunger, followed by periods of just like utter exhaustion.
Yes.
And then just drive again.
Exactly. As you stalk through the woods, you come across a cottage in the middle of nowhere. What weather is it outside your cottage at the moment?
It's usually drizzling.
It's drizzling, even though it's a clear sky. This music is probably not fitting for it, but there you go. This music is you, not the cottage.
Arted does not see any problem
Okay.
with his role of 2 intelligence.
What are you thinking as you walk past this cottage?
What are the voices in my head saying?
One says, "Drive onwards, ever onwards, kill them all." The other says, "Look for help. This might be help."
I'm gonna roll a d4.
Fine.
Odds and evens.
It's up to you.
I will stop to look for help.
Excellent.
Voice of Sehanin clouds through my brain and pushes down the darkness, and for a moment I have clarity and light.
What do you do?
I fall exhausted against the front door of the cottage and bang on it.
There's I would say knock, but it's more of a sort of slump and then pound on your door.
I am shocked. I am right in the middle of my studies.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine what could be disturbing me here.
Mm-hmm.
I was disturbed just Tuesday, a week or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
This is very unusual. I put down my jars and I walk over towards the door.
Is it an open out or open in?
It's an open out door.
Lovely. Can you make a strength check to try and open your door?
D20.
Yes, please. And add your strength modifier.
Oh, that's not the best.
Oh, that's not the best.
So that's 6 minus 1.
That would be 5.
That would be 5.
Your door appears to be jammed.
Oh my goodness.
You feel the door trying to be opened, but you're leaning against it.
I attempt to roll slowly out of the way.
You know what? Yeah, I'm going to roll for that. Yeah, I'm going to roll for rolling. No. Your door suddenly, you can push through it, and outside, lying on the ground, is, describe Arted.
Arted is about 6 foot tall.
He's tall for an elf.
Yeah, he's kind of pretty. Dark brown hair.
Kind of pretty.
Kind of pretty.
Kind of pretty.
Piercing blue eyes. The most interesting thing that you notice about him, though, is that his skin has this kind of light twinkly kind of
Twilight. He's a Twilight vampire.
vibe to it. But whereas before it may have been a solid thing, now it kind of moves and shifts as if there is a darkness that you cannot see crawling through the skin.
There's a weird elf at your door, man.
There's a very
What would you like to do?
Oh my goodness. I have. Wait, this reminds me of some of those shiny mosses I found.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go grab a jar of those.
Excellent.
I don't know what they did the last time I tried it, but Traveler, hold still.
Roll a medicine check for me.
D20.
D20 and add your medicine modifier, which is on that long list of skills.
That is good.
16. 17.
17. You take the mosses from their jar and you walk over to the elf lying on the ground and very carefully apply said mosses in a kind of poultice or tourniquet around various bits of his arms, just to see if there's any effect on what's happening to him. You can see from your limited understanding of medicine, but from what you managed to glean from this moment, you're not curing him of anything. Whatever this is appears to be innate or part of him, but he does appear to calm down.
maybe it's not wet enough. Can I encourage a little more rain?
You have Storm Guide. You can change the weather around you whenever you want, so
Let's
it starts to
let's
rain
try
more
that.
heavily.
It always seems to help.
Arted, you are woken by water splashing on your face. Can I have a bottle of water, please, Reese?
Oh, please.
Props,
We use
yeah.
props here.
Yeah, use props. Cool.
Let's just, be careful around electricals.
There we go.
The light of Sehanine stays with me,
Oh, good.
but it is weaker now. I look, my eyes open, and I look up into the face of a human
Human with a funny hat.
with a funny hat.
The hats often change, but
He's a bit of a snooty elf. Doesn't particularly like humans. But so he looks just straight past him into the sky above, and offers a prayer of hope to Sehen
How does that manifest itself?
in a sigh.
The elf lying on the ground in front of you sighs
And
uncontrollably.
starts muttering in Elven
Do you speak Elven?
I do know.
something that sounds like, or would sound like if you spoke Elven. I thought one of you was bad enough, but two is absolutely impossible. Please help me.
Into this situation in this clearing rides an ocelot-coloured horse, on the back of which is hanging a woman who looks like she's on fire.
And is also probably just making like a little sound because she's not totally good with this.
As she rides on the back of this horse into this clearing, there's also a very faint tss, 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 as the heavy rain lands against her head, which is on fire.
Oh. I say, hello there. How's the weather for y'all?
Oh my god, stop, Digby, stop.
I stop.
Like trying to pull away.
Sorry.
Who are
There we
you?
go.
Who are you?
Well, my name is Drizzle, and welcome to my home. It is so crowded today.
You're not with the cult or anything?
What cult?
I'm just gonna insight just to make sure that he's not like doing a really good fake. That's 11.
You're not sure. Hard to read. Probably because he's clearly a bit mad.
I just whisper into Digby's ear. Digby, do you think he's alright? Like, nod once for yes and twice for no.
He'd shake his head like any normal creature.
I did not think of that.
I mean, my insight's 22.
Harmless coot, man.
There was too many noddings. But, okay, you don't seem scared. Okay,
Oh my
and then
God.
do I recognise Arted?
Yeah, you've met Arted.
Yeah.
Arted's looking weird.
Is everything okay? That's kind of directed at both of you because she.
Do you
she's not-
know this thing?
Yeah.
I
He's
say in Terran.
he's
No
from
worry, common.
Can't be common name.
I understand that.
yeah. We've all been together at Homewood. There's been like some of us from there and from Goldcrest and refugees.
You have friends in Homewood. Goldcrest never heard of.
But yeah, I
Was
know.
it raining over there?
I don't know right now. It does sometimes rain.
Well, that's good then.
Okay.
Would you like some water? I have lots.
I'm fine. Thank you. Is Arted all right?
Arted is okay.
Is that what he says?
Yes.
Arted is okay.
But he says it dropped from the ground, and on a moment's recollection, you realize that you did not see his lips move. You just heard him say it inside your head.
Okay.
Special warlock ability. Ooh.
Okay.
I rubbed some moss on him. Do you think I should rub some more things on? He seemed to like it.
I'm not here, but go for it, buddy.
I stamp one hoof and just.
I don't really know about plants and medicine and stuff. Is he injured?
Well, he does seem to be glowing a little bit funny.
He always used to glow funny.
Oh, that's just him. That's just a thing he does.
Flair, can you roll a perception check, please?
Yeah, should be moving on. That's a 13.
He's glowing slightly differently from how he used to. There's a D4 in your hand, sir. Oh, for God's sake.
The gods are with me.
Yeah, they are. They are and all.
Okay. Well, we're on our way to Homewood right now because they're being attacked and we need to try and help. Arted, can you come? I don't know what your abilities are, or
Well,
they might need water. I don't know.
oh good. They need water.
Maybe, I guess, when you're fighting, it's good to have.
My studies are just ruined for this week now anyway. I guess if you think they need water? I like water.
Do you ever use water aggressively?
T-shirt.
If the do you know about that time back? No, you wouldn't know.
I'm just going to really quickly roll if I get that 20. No, that's a nat 1. I do not know about that time.
Or any time.
Flair is many things, bright is not one of them. Ironically.
Have you heard of frozen water? I do like that kind too. So yes, you know.
I've heard of frozen water. Yeah.
I like water. You like? It seems like you've heard of
Yeah. Okay. Can you travel fast? I don't know how many people Digby can take on his back, but we need to try and get back as soon as we can.
I stamped twice.
Is that so? 2 people? Is that? Okay. Arted, can you do anything to get there quicker?
Arted will sit up and first time you will get the impression he's actually present and say, there is a lot going on right now. One voice before, but now 2 voices and they both say different things, and then me, there's 3 voices, it's...
No, we're agreed, Arted. We're all just going to go that way. We're agreed. Because she does not get that you're not talking about them. We're going to go to... We need to go.
Confusion. Strange. The light of Sehanin still glides.
Would you like some more medicine? I have several other jars here.
Sure, anything. Do you have anything for internal brain problems?
As part of your research, have you found any plants that help with internal brain problems?
There is a fungus that grows. I have some. I gave some, and I set it out, and the birds they ate some, and then they started to.
Sounds great. Give me that. What's the worst that can happen?
Finding a random dice table.
Oh no!
I'm sure I won't have to roll my d4 again.
Try some of this, and remember, have a lot of water.
What is this fungus? What does it look like?
It's a dried, sort of crackly fungus.
Excellent.
It is quite old and so somewhat powdery now.
I'm going to roll a Constitution saving throw.
That's exactly what I was going to ask you to roll. That's ideal.
13?
13.
Not dead yet.
This powdered fungus that you get given, it's powdery in your hands and it's starting to desiccate, but as you realise the best thing to do is probably just to smoosh it down and then inhale it. Which you do. You don't vomit all over yourself.
I offer him a glass of water just in case.
You do start coughing uncontrollably.
Okay.
However, there are lots of what are they called? Barrels which open at the top. Doesn't matter. Barrels open at the top.
Flasks?
There's a nice word. I've forgotten what it is. There are barrels around you with water you can easily stick your head into, drink, or to splash your face with, because currently your sinuses are on fire.
Yeah, I will go over and just like fully sort of drink and wash.
As you stick your head under the water, you realize two things. One, this fungus will drive one of these things out of you. Two, you don't know which one it is. The voice of Sehanine fades.
No.
Hey, he rolled for it. He rolled for it. And instead, all you have in your mind are whispers, and what little of your psyche was holding it back now channels completely through you and says, "Pretend. Join us.
Oh, I'm very good at pretending.
Make them think you're one of them. If I do this voice for too long, it will hurt, so don't make me say too much."
Arthur brings his head back out of the water and turns and says, "Oh, that is good stuff. You should keep that around. Very helpful.
What, the water?
Water, magic fungus stuff, all good. Keep it. I might want some more later."
All right, we pack some of. We take a jar, 2 jars of the water,
Excellent.
and maybe a little of the fungus along.
Fantastic. That sounds good to me.
So we. Oh wait, sorry, I haven't asked your name. What's your name?
Didn't I say before?
Oh, sorry. It's been a lot today.
My name is Drizzle, and I let some rain fall.
It's been raining this whole time. Flair's constantly having a sort of pss on her head.
Yeah.
I feel the rain.
I'm Flair, and this is Digby, or like Professor. It depends how much he likes you, what you have to call him.
He looks like a horse-a-lot.
Yeah.
Is
The
that
horse,
normal?
despite having no thumbs, gives a
This guy.
this guy. He gets it.
we should go then if you're feeling better, Arted.
Yes, much better.
Good. Who can go really fast and who wants to get on to Digby with me?
I do not want to sit on the horse.
Okay. I guess then, Drizzle, you can come on here.
Okay.
The two of you can ride Digby easily, and Arted, I believe, has his own method of forward propulsion.
Arted, just... You see darkness flutter behind his eyes and his skin sort of sallows for a moment. And then he says, "Follow me." And he just pegs it.
He cast a spell called Expeditious Retreat.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I move at an incredible pace.
How fast do you move now?
When I cast the spell, and then as a bonus action on each of my turns until the spell ends, I can take the dash action as well. So presumably I can
90 feet every 6 seconds.
105 feet because I'm an elf.
Oh gosh.
So I move
105 feet every 6 seconds, which is
twice as fast as a horse.
twice as fast as a horse. And you are a laden down horse as well,
Axel
Digby.
dance done there.
So you're travelling not a half speed, that's harsh, but 2/3 speed at least.
Cool.
So, as you set off riding towards the battle in Holmwood, which, you know, we'll get to
10
at some point,
minutes.
with your two friends in tow, Arted the Paladin, apparently back on side, running way ahead of you. That is where we're going to end this hour of Adventurers Wanted.
Oh, why would you do this? No, I'm
Cliff
panic. I have
hanger.
a plan. I have a plan.
Oh, good.
Sort of.
Excellent.
Not really.
You don't know a plan at all, do you?
Oh man, I've got polymorph. I've got this.
Lovely. Thank you ever so much for joining us. Very kind of you to join us at 10:30 in the morning for dark, horrible, eldritch D&D stuff. That is what we love, but we understand when everyone is in the same boat. Please do spread the word about the show on Twitter, Facebook, social media, face-to-face with humans. That would be great. We're on Twitter at Adventurers250, where Nemo has been live tweeting the show this past hour, and they and our other stage manager, Naomi, live tweet the entire show so you can catch up on what's been happening beforehand. There are also GIFs and memes, so, go for your life. We also stream the entire event at twitch.tv/adventurerswanted on that webcam right there. Hello, Twitch stream. Where you can again catch up on the entire adventure to date if you have 100 hours spare after August to watch everything back to back. Those who watch Critical Role might understand the pain. Good, that is all there for that. You can also buy tickets to join us in the room. It's just $5, as those of you in the room know, and it's also $5 to join us at the table, as Lee did today, which is wonderful. Thank you very much, Lee. If you're umming and ahhing about doing so, it's really, really not difficult. It's improvising with lovely people. We like to be accessible and immersive as much as we can be, and we like to introduce new people to this hobby because we think it's rather lovely and think everyone should share in it as much as possible. If you feel as strongly as we do about that, we have a Patreon as well, where you're welcome to jump in for just £1 or more, where we have many lovely rewards, and we run free play events and accessibility events in London, Brighton and Edinburgh, much like this one, to try and get more people involved in the hobby. If that's too much commitment, there's also a donate button on our website where you can just literally press it and put some cash in, and that would really help us. Thank you ever so much for that. Right, there are 4 people to my left and right who played a wonderful hour of D&D. To give them a round of applause, thank you. They also do other things.
No.
Other things. What other things do you do?
I mainly do this. I will just quickly say, actually, I'll do like a weird Inception plug.
Inception plug.
Which is that if you do want to come and play, we have maybe 12 player tickets left for the entire rest of the run.
Wow.
So do get on that super quickly because, basically most days are now
Highly
sold out.
recommend.
Thank you.
So that's my Inception plug within the show.
Okay, that plug now has to take 1/10 of the length of time that it did and be in someone's head to be a true Inception plug. Because in-game rules matter.
Okay. If this falls, then you'll be able to get a player ticket. If it doesn't, then it won't.
Yeah, go. If you haven't seen Inception, don't bother. Alex, go for it.
I'm up here producing 5 shows. All
Good
of them
grief,
are
mate.
fantastic. If you particularly enjoyed this show, there is a great show at Assembly on George Street called Providence, The Shadow over Lovecraft. It is the story of H.P. Lovecraft. It is also hilariously funny, and it's done by 2 other people who play the game with us here,
Simon and Dom, they're great.
who are wonderful people. So please go and see that. It's at 5 p.m. every day through to Saturday the 25th.
It also has a Skyrim joke in it. It was a
lots of
wonderful
jokes.
moment. Like, there was a moment where we were sat in the audience, they made a Skyrim joke, and all of us laughed, and the other room, about 50 odd people in the room went, what is that? Why are they laughing at an arrow in the knee joke? What is that? Yeah. So definitely worth it if you're a nerd, and I think some of you might be.
I'm a punter, so I don't work on any shows. But I will recommend some shows. Tonight I will be seeing my friend Chaz's show, which is Dirty White Boys. The show is called Manners. It's on at 10:10 at Just a Tonic at the Caves. The way I have seen it and describe it is like Morecambe and Wise on speed.
They have just been described in reviews as like the 21st century's 2 Ronnies. So that's also another.
Also, we established yesterday that Chaz now goes by Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck.
Chuck's show.
But it's a great show, and I would highly recommend it if you're looking for something to do this evening.
Thank you.
Let's see, I've enjoyed many things here at the Fringe. If you haven't come to the Fringe, I really recommend it. It's been great.
It is lovely.
I really liked Ismo's comedy show yesterday. If anybody hasn't seen it, that's great. And there's a local bike shop called Bike Tracks with an X. And the rides around here are really, really nice. So I recommend them as well.
Excellent.
That's right, D&D players. Physical exercise.
In between.
That is being recommended to us right now. Hint. Lovely. Good. Thank you ever so much, Lee. Splendid.
Absolutely.
That's also dig at me. I'm also overweight. Good, lovely. Thank you ever so much, everyone. It's been lovely to have you this morning. We have a quick turnaround because in 10 minutes we're doing the next hour, and then one after that, and then one after that. So if you fancy joining us for more hours of Adventurers Wanted, do please go grab tickets. Otherwise, have a lovely day, and thank you for joining us this morning. And thank you to Isla.